All right, here we go. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's the start of a brand new week and start of day 2 of the Heritage Comic Book Select auction for Sunday and Monday. I want to pick up where I left off here in a moment. Don't have too many issues to go. I have X-Men left, and I may circle back and take a look at what else is left for day 2. But I wanted to go through here and update the tracker in terms of what we have left from day 1 to input here. So I blew up the resolution a little bit here, but I had a few books, and certainly one that I regret, and this is that Iron Man 1 that I was talking about yesterday. And I had my max on this, I think, was 180. Yeah, 186 was my max, and kind of chickened out. And I let this go at 216, which bumped up the buyer's premium to 228. So you could see my bid of 180 here was outbid. And it's one of those that I may regret in the long term because I really, really fell in love with this copy and was, I would say, relatively affordable when you're looking at Marvel Silver Age Key. So I want to put in the final amount here so you can see what happens. So I'll put 228, and it ended up going at 76% on the bid, 91% on the buyer's premium. So still roughly 9% less than fair market value, and certainly less than the last sale date of 250. Well, it's the same. Last sale date and GPA were the same. I put 250 for that. So it's one of those, will another copy like that come around? Possibly. Could I get, sorry, my cat's in here getting in all kinds of stuff. And now he's coming back this way. All right. Will you make up your mind? Forget what I was saying. Probably not important. Let's finish this off. So with Iron Man, Edson Mariner number 1. Let's see what this ended up as. So this sold for 168. So let's look at this here. 168. That to 85% of the fair market value. Now, again, these are raw, so you have to factor that in. I don't factor that in here when I'm inserting the GPA. Still, though, you're looking at 168 versus the 198. Now, the interesting thing with that one was last sold 148, so it sold for higher than the last sale. So it kind of, that one sort of middled in here. And let's look at the other one. And the other two were Star Wars, which are going today. But we'll see here, I was, the projection for, let me see if I can slide this over. I feel like I'm always losing track of the book that I'm talking about. Here, let's do that. That gives you a better view of the book that I'm talking about. So in here, boy, my cat is playful this morning. So for 314, this is the row that I'm talking about. 314, the projected bid was precise. So I have it as 228, and that was the projected with buyer's premium. So I should have known this beforehand and looked at that projection to say, is this something that I want to go after? But that's pretty interesting. So you will see outliers like this where ASM 36 and 37 sold for less than 128 of the projection. That's a 2-book lot, raw 6.0. That one, it's really tough. That one's a little bit subjective because it and also a gamble. So I had that GPA as $550, and it's saying that it sold for $348. Again, a 2-book lot. You don't know exactly. These are ungraded raw books. But overall, out of the auctions I'm tracking, only $62 off in total from projection. This one sold for $10 less. So I can, again, look at those projections to say, okay, it looks like the projected bid is going to be $250. My max bid is roughly $250. So am I ready to spend $300 on Star Wars 1? I have to be ready for that. And certainly, if I want to get it in the $150 to $250 range, that would be more ideal. So anyway, lots of good data here. I want to finish off at least day 2 with the books that would be a priority for me. My cat is literally picking at every single thing on this desk. Out you go. My goodness. Okay. So let me create a little space here and go back and look at today's auctions. See if I can increase this a little bit. I think this is a better resolution than before. So I left off right, I think I was spinning through Wolverine. I'm not interested in the limited series here. Here's X-Men number 4, perfect 9.8 white pages. That book I have raw. I don't know if it's a 9.8, maybe a 9.4, 9.6. Here's X-Men number 1. It says signed by Stan Lee. Make mind marvel. It just has writing on the cover. This is interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen this where it didn't get the green label. So it's just a blue label book with some writing. And it says signed by Stan Lee. It could have been signed by me. Interesting. I wonder if it's because it's in like ballpoint pen. Weird. X-Men 4. These books are slabbed. There's a pedigree book. These are just way out of my league. X-Men 3. It's got a stamp and it's faded. First Juggernaut, 6.5, new. Just can't. And then we just jump ahead from Silver to Bronze Age. Here's a 9.0 white pages. X-Men 109. Let me look at this. So X-Men 109 and a 9.8. We have a 90-day average creeping up on $4,500 for this book. 9.2, a little over 400, and a 9.0, 346 to 350. It's a nice looking copy. I think I'd like to track it. Let's see what we got here. So 1977, first appearance of essentially the Guardian. Dave Cockrum cover, so really classic X-Men cover. I think this one's going to be a little too expensive for me, even in a 9.0, but I love the white pages, and the wrapping looks really great. Looks like it was pressed in the case, or not pressed in the case, but pressed prior to going in the case. So really clean looking copy. So I'll go ahead and track this item, drop this one here. Yeah, and I figured these are not getting updated somehow. Might have to insert the row this way. There we go. Let me clean this up first. I'll copy this here. Paste it there. Okay, now we're caught up. Now let me copy the URL. Paste that in there. I didn't fix that description bug from yesterday. I'll have to work on that another time. Yeah, see how it's still showing 7. Oh, that was hard-coded. Let me grab one here that has the formula. So that one's a 9.0. White pages, 346, last sold 350 this month. So 346, 350. And it's currently at 150. So I just want to track it. I don't need a text alert for this one. But really nice 9.0 copy of this one. Again, I'm going to max out at 288, looking at a bid target of 200. So it is under my bid target of $200, so that's why I'm tracking it. I just looked at the price and the quality of the slab, and that's why I decided to track that one. I don't have that book in my collection either. Here's another book that I'm going to track. It's one of my X-Men keys that I would love to own that I don't have. And this is going to be a problem if I keep doing it this way. Oh, the cat's back again. Are you going to be good this time? He said no. All right. So I'll resort these later, but I'll just leave X-Men 109 at the bottom. I'll just go and resort these by lot number when I'm done here. So they're saying this book is a fine, very fine copy. So 7.0, huh? And let's see, did that? Yeah, I didn't grab it. 7.0 raw. 129. First Kitty Pryde. This is why this is an important book. So let's take a look here. $318 rising in the 90-day, last sold for $264. So my max bid and see, I'm creature of habit, I put it in the wrong row. So that's important. You don't screw up the data. So if you put the wrong date in the wrong row, you're going to bid the wrong amount. So 318, 264. There we go. Okay. So my max of 243 is under the last sale. Well, again, can I sneak away with it for $200? I don't know. It's a book I want to own before the X-Men come into the MCU, for sure. Probably one because the price is so high that I'm going to have to slowly upgrade over time. Here's an 8.0 for over 400. 9's going for over 6. Just a very popular X-Men key. What else do they have? Okay, here's the book that comes up every week, I swear. Every week it's here, and every week I track it just because it's just ridiculous how this exact same book, 9.8 white pages, I feel like we're getting trolled by Heritage. I really don't understand how that's possible. Every single week, and I'll show you here in a second, X-Men 138, that I'm not making this up. There's a 9.8. So if I do a X-Men number 138, there it is, CGC 9.8. There it is again. There it is again. It's like they have a stack of 100 of these somewhere. Oh, there was one raw. Oh no, I copied the same one. Wrong description there. Anyway, and I like to see the history of it because it's a consistently listed book. So let's see, X-Men 138. And I think last week when I saw it, it went way over fair market value for no reason. So there's a 9.8, 272. There was 20 copies sold. There's so many copies of this book. So in the last 3 months, there were 20 recorded sales of a 9.8, last selling for $252 this month. So 272 GPA, last sold 258. And I kind of want a copy just to get it out of my system, but it's just not a priority book for me, but I track it nonetheless because it's always there. This one's cool, X-Men 140. Has a dark cover, 9.8 white pages. Unfortunately for me, it has the miswrapped cover. Otherwise, I'd be all over this one. This one, 9.6 white, great book. Current bid sitting at $100. 142. I think I have to switch to Uncanny X-Men, but I'm gonna just look at that. That bid's way too low. 146. No, wait a minute. Am I looking at 142? My bad. And I didn't have to switch quite yet. X-Men. It switches at 144. No, it switches at 142. Okay. Zoo. Don't get dizzy. Don't get sick. The X-Men, and we've got Uncanny X-Men starting at 142. Okay. So a 9.8 of this book is $700. 9.6, 252 to 255. I'm going to track this one. The cover wrapping is really good. White pages, 9.6. I have this book raw. It is not a 9.8, 9.6. So this would be an upgrade for me. One of the all-time classic X-Men covers, Days of Future Past. So let me insert a row. Grab the description here. $252 last sold in 90 days. So there are a lot of copies of this. 1887 over the last year sold. Last for 255. 252. That's the GPA. Sold just $3 over. So my target is 150 on this, so it is under my target. So I want to track, and I'll take a text message on that one. It's free, why not? Treat yourself to a free text. X-Men 150 in a 9.6. I've got a couple raw copies of this. I feel like I should be able to find this for a lot less raw and take my chances. 9.8 white pages of 151. I'm curious to see what that goes for. $96. So it's with the buyer's premium, we're probably creeping in on that already. Yeah, 91. So we're already there. I'm probably not going to bid that one. 153 and a 9.6. You can find these books raw all day long. Once we start getting into the 150s and of X-Men, it just seems like these books are everywhere. I'm going to look at this one just because the current bid is low. This is X-Men 154. Let's look. 9.8, 117, trending up, last sale 128. So I'll track this one only because the current bid is low. You do get those bidders that they're just going to bid up a book because they feel like it's slabbed and it's worth the price of getting the book graded. Really clean copy, white pages, so about as good as it gets if you want that book. And we said GPA was 117, last sale above GPA at 128. I did it again. So I have to be careful. GPA of 117. Morning.
Good morning.
You're live. Yeah, he's been getting into everything, of course. All right. So my target on this one would be 70. What is my minimum? 28. So I'll take a text on this one too. All right, there aren't too many X-Men here to wrap this up. X-Men 221, 238, and a 9.2. Currently has $1. 9.2 off-white. Yeah, no thanks. This is interesting. There's a group of 18, average grade of 5.0. Yeah, that's going to go for a crazy amount. This is always fun. Like, here's a group of 7. We're just randomly throwing X-Men 101. So I am trying to find a copy of X-Men 101, so I'm intrigued, and I'll look at it. Pretty beat up copy there. Torn cover, and that's why, I mean, is with all of these tears, I mean, what does it say in the description? X-Men 101 and a VG minus, right? So this is how they do it. It's like, oh yeah, VG plus 4.5, although X-Men 101 is a lot less than that. Yeah, I mean, and is that a VG minus? Is that a 2? Is it a 3? You know, what I would do on this is look at what this book goes for in a VG minus, and that's what I would bid on the entire lot, just to be on the safe side. What else is in here? And then look at this. It's like, oh, we got 101, 108, 114. And then let's slip in a couple of UK editions and 282. I'm not even going to bid on it. I can't stand when they do that. They're just they're giving you a really rough copy of 101, and then people are going to bid that up because they see 101 right there in the picture. Last X-Men group of 22. Average grade of fine, very fine at 7.0. Again, it's too expensive to get all of those books. And that is it for day 2 as far as X-Men goes. All right, so let me go back to page 2. Well, actually, we're only on page 1 now. So let me scroll to the top. So this is where we're going to start at with day 2. And I just need to get something else going here. So they split the 2 days in half, or they split the entire set of auctions into 2 days. They split them in half. And I usually skip over a lot of these, lots where they just throw random books together. Marvel collector's item, I'm not really interested in a lot of these. But I typically skip over some of the titles, and just because I'm not as familiar with them, like Thor. I think we saw some spectacular Spider-Mans. There's not a whole lot of quantity here. Ms. Marvel, Nick Fury. Yeah, I was looking at this. This is a great book. So this already jumped up to $5.75. 9.8 white pages for Luke Cage Power Man, number 17. I have this book raw. It's nowhere near a 9.8. Same thing with this 9.2 white pages. Just trying to give it one more look over She-Hulk. Just not, the quantity's not here. Silver Surfer number 1 and an FR 1.0. Here in a 3.5, you're getting $420 already. Mephisto 8.0 already up to $1,300. Number 14, great cover. Faded in the top right there. And then number 1 and number 18 in a lot. Weird. 11, so I'm just not a big Silver Surfer. Silver Age collector. We looked at Shang-Chi, Spectacular Spider-Man, a group of 65 Spider-Man books. Star Wars I looked at. I want to get to Thor. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Tales of Suspense as well. I'm going to go back and look at Tales of Suspense. So here's a Tales of Suspense 39, cream to off-white. Oh, it's rough. 4.5. Somebody's already bidding $8,000 on that. That's rough. Tales of Suspense 41, off-white to white. Look at this. Here's a 5.5 white pages. I think this is the first Mandarin. See if I can get in there. Yeah. So that's a great looking book, just too expensive already. $800. Tales of Suspense 59. This is a good looking book except for that crease that's going across the top. From the top left to the side of the top right. So that's too bad, but really clean otherwise. Just like, man, that page was folded somewhere over time. Man, that's unfortunate. So that one gets a 5.0. This one gets a 7.5, even though it's all wrinkly at the top because of that fold. Let me see what these go for. Tales of Suspense 59. Uh, 59. And they were saying this is a 5.0. $200, last sold $249. I'm curious about this one. Not anymore. Yeah, there's the writing on the cover. I know that sometimes it affects the grade, sometimes it doesn't. But from a presentation perspective, that's just ugly. So this one's the first appearance of Jarvis. First solo Captain America Silver Age story. Yeah, just too many eyesores. It's good otherwise, but it just, yeah, too many eyesores. I would just stare at those things if I hung it on my wall. 65. Not interested in Tales of Suspense. 74 off-white. 81 6.5 off-white. Oh, this is one we saw. It has all the writing. So then we moved to Tales to Astonish. I'm going to skip those and move to Thor. Here's Thor 126 and a 6.5. Really cool Hercules cover. So let me take a look at Thor, get that loaded up, and then probably end the stream here. So essentially Thor #1, if you will, starting with 126 after it converted from Journey into Mystery. And this is just a Thor versus Hercules battle. So they have it as a 6.5. 6.5, roughly $300 for this. Current bid is $140. Yeah, I'm just not a huge Thor collector where it's important to me to have this book for $300. This one just popped up because of the high evolutionary rumors right now. So let's see how this one's doing. 134. So here's a 9.0, 1275 90-day, but last sold 1,600. So I think this one is starting to get some attention. Trying to get any copy that you can. So this one, they've got it a 7 off-white. Yeah, and even that, 455. So this book's climbing. I'm going to stay away from that. It's a 7.0 of 136. That's a 7.0. That looks... Yeah, the spine looks really rough. 136 is the first appearance of Sif. Let me look at this one Let me look at it a little closer. Spine looks just rough. There's no writing on the cover that I can see. I don't know. That's a 7. Maybe it is. Maybe no. To me, this looks like it's in that 4.5 to 5.5 range. I don't know if I would even say that's fine. Yeah, with the tanning, there's no way. That one's overgraded, so I'm going to stay away from that one. A lot of 14 Thor books. Not interested in that. Tomb of Dracula. I think we might be done here. Transformers. We looked at some of these already yesterday, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So that wraps up my day 2 prep. Not a whole lot, to be honest with you, that I'm interested in. This is one of the smaller heritage auctions, but just wanted to show you some results from yesterday. And I don't know if I have regrets about passing on Iron Man #1, but I may look back and go, that was probably my best shot at picking up that copy. I was really excited last night when the auction popped, and then once it just got over my max, I had bid 180 on it, and then it went over, and I'm like, I just can't FOMO on this. I have to stay vigilant and respect my process, and I spend all this time running the numbers, and then what's the point if I'm just going to get on there and just keep bidding it up? So I did pass on that, but there are some good stuff in here. I'm going to take a look at X-Men 129 when that goes off tonight. That's probably the one I'm keying on to see if I can grab that out of this auction. If I miss that, that's okay. I do have a couple of Star Wars books here that I'm also interested in. And so there's a few gems for me that are in there. But hopefully this was helpful. Good luck if you're out there bidding. Happy collecting. Happy Monday. And see you next time.